what I took away from Monday Night Football is that the Steelers are back as a strong, serious contender. And by that now, combined with what we saw last year, and we saw in week 1 as well, in the city of Baltimore, the league's best, most physical, most intense rivalry is back. And I understand you could be sitting there and going, what about Patriots and Jets? Well, you know what I mean. Or what about Bears and Packers? Well, these two teams are awesome when they're great because they're physical and they don't like each other. And I'm now looking across the steering wheel and doing something I didn't do last year. When do the Steelers play the Ravens? Week 7, early window, CBS.
Can we flex that?
Nance and Sims are. Oh no. If you don't think CBS is putting their week 7, I think it's too early anyway. But oh yeah, and plus NBC's already they got the back one because week 7 is Steelers at Baltimore, and then your Thanksgiving triple header nightcap. Ravens and Steelers.
Yeah, baby.
Oh yeah. So when we're sick and tired of hearing someone around our Thanksgiving table say something about the election that's probably still going to be going on because they're counting votes, here comes the rivalry of the Steelers and the Ravens. And if there is a team, if they can bottle up Saquon like they did last night, the Ravens' offensive line is a totally different animal. For instance, the run blocking won't be 5 turnstiles for all of the Steelers like they was last night. With the Giants, but maybe they could pen Lamar Jackson in. And I think the Ravens will have a little bit more on the ball scheme-wise than what the Giants did last night with Saquon. I'm in. The most intense rivalry with, I guess, due respect to Seattle and San Francisco was pretty great last year.
It's pretty good.
But, I mean, I'm enduring. It's back. Steelers, Ravens, can't wait for that. That's first down. Now it's time for second down here on the Rich Eisen Show. Here, and we've got the Green Bay schedule. Can you put that up for me? Because the Green Bay Packers, based on what we saw last year, the Green Bay Packers and what we saw last weekend at Minnesota, they've got a tough schedule. They're home for Detroit. Then they've got New Orleans, Atlanta, I think they should take, certainly if we saw what Seattle did to them. A bye week, and then you've got Tampa Bay, Houston, Minnesota, again at San Francisco. After that, looks a little softer to me. If they wind up going through the first half of the season 5-3, even 6-2, the way that they played, the Green Bay Packers, from what I think, in second down here, is that you've got a shot at the top seed in the NFC again. Last year, they wound up just a half-inch shy of being the top seed. And you've got a Green Bay team that looked both sides of the ball that they could have the top seed in the NFC again this year. I do not believe that is a knee-jerk reaction. That is what I take from it. Here's third down.
Third down.
Okay. This one we heard yesterday from a coach and a general manager. All of us as fans don't want the preseason anymore.
See ya.
We just saw a bunch of games without a preseason that looked far crisper. Although Matt Nagy yesterday, it took his team 3 quarters to get into it. And some teams did need some time to get into it. But we did hear yesterday from a coach and a general manager and Mike Mayock of the Raiders saying, if you all out there, all you fans think that this means no more preseason football, that is not going to be the case. Preseason still isn't going to go away. However, what I do believe is the 4-game preseason is history. That's history. What did Mayock say yesterday? Like 2 games? That'll be about it?
Mayock said minimum 2 games.
It's going to be 2 games.
That's what I'm thinking.
And it's the one dress rehearsal game, and then the second game will be like all the people for the 53-man roster. Let's go. And then that'll be that. But I was hoping that this would prove that there would be no preseason games, but I did hear from a coach and a general manager. Although it was interesting that Matt Nagy's just like, boy, you're putting me on the spot when I'm like, so you will vote for preseason action at next year's owners meeting. And he's like, boy, you're putting me on the spot. And I felt like saying, you're one of the few guys who was in that room who could say I was coach of the year once.
Yeah.
Maybe you just heard that Allen Robinson was defollowing everybody on Twitter.
Uh-oh.
The Bears.
Uh-oh.
We'll hit that later on. That's my third down. Now it's time for my fourth down.
Oh, baby.
Fourth down.
All right, it's my favorite part of 4 downs, and it's our first one of the 2020 NFL season.
Okay.
It's hot take plank time.
It is. I've got a piece of plywood with a Rich Eisen Show pullover on it. I clutch this when I hold my fourth down hot take form.
We got to turn it around.
I will turn it around,
Okay.
But here's the reveal because it is, it is we are practicing the proper protocol here.
That's right.
The hot take plank is masked up.
Matt, we're masked up.
Okay, so here's my first hot take of 2020, my first fourth down, and it's
Lay it on
a
me.
lot of pressure's on.
Lay it on me.
A lot of pressure's on because my last hot take of last season was that Kyler Murray would finish top 3 in the MVP voting in 2020, and I'm feeling really good about that one already.
Yeah, it's nice.
And my first fourth down hot take of the 2019 season last year was that Lamar Jackson was going to set records for a Heisman Trophy winner, and he did tie Cam Newton for most touchdown passes thrown by a Heisman Trophy winner. I think he actually surpassed him, but he didn't surpass his total touchdowns. He did wind up being the MVP, and I was Nostradamus there too. Here we go. The Washington football team will not draft in the top 5 of the 2021 NFL draft. They will not have any of the 5 worst records in the National Football League in 2020. Now, you could say, come on, Rich, they're a first-place team. Come on, Rich, they're the only team in the NFC East with a win right now. Come on, Rich. They do have the Defensive Rookie of the Year candidate in Chase Young.
Monster.
They do have Peyton Barber, who ran for not 1 but 2 touchdowns.
Oh, that killed me.
Okay. They do have a Coach of the Year of past years and already a front runner one weekend of Coach of the Year this year, a man who needed an IV at halftime because he's battling cancer and comes out and riverboat runs it in his first game with the Washington football team by going for it from the Eagles' 5 on 4th and 1 mid-4th quarter of a tie game. They get it. They score touchdown. But let's not forget the 2 words that were associated with Washington before they were football team. Dumpster, fire. And let's not forget that if they decide not to stick with Washington football team, as Dan Snyder emailed the Wall Street Journal as a possibility, the one word that they will not change their team to, they will not be the Washington Posts either. Let's not forget what's surrounding this team and what everybody thought that this team's roster was just this point last week. So even though you're kind of giving me that this is not that hot a take.
It's not that high. If you said not in the top 10, that's pretty hot.
What are you talking about? Last year, the Miami Dolphins finished 5-11 and drafted 5th. I'm saying that they're going to be finishing 6-10, at least.
Okay.
Where's 5? Let's go over their schedule. Where's 5 more wins on it? Best you can tell. Where you say, yeah, that's 5 more wins.
Cleveland.
At Cleveland. Okay, that's 2. I'll give you that.
One of the Giants games.
That's 3.
Maybe Detroit.
That's 4.
Cincinnati.
5.
Carolina.
You just went higher register on it.
I'm just saying, if you wanted this to be a hot fire emoji
What if I had told you this last week? Everybody thought that they were going to be drafted top 5. What, are you out of your mind?
I probably would have taken it, yeah.
I saw a top
You convinced me.
flight defensive pass rusher, and they already have Ryan Kerrigan, and a coach who knows how to work it, who's clearly blocked out all the noise. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.